If you run Facebook ads or you run an e-commerce business and need to be running Facebook and Instagram ads, then you need to keep watching this video because I'm about to cover several different Facebook advertising tips and strategies that you need to be using to make your ads perform better. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Before we jump into it, I've got to share with you a free resource that you need to check out. It's my 100% free digital marketing course. And in this course, you're going to learn all about how to build Facebook ads, how to build messenger bots, email marketing campaigns, ClickFunnels, how to write sales copy, how to basically run an online business and really scale one. So to get access to this free course, free resource, go to freebosslifestyle.com and get access right now or after this video. All right, so the first Facebook advertising tip that I want to share with you is to set the budget at the campaign level. Now, this is a semi-new feature that Facebook just rolled out. Basically, instead of setting the budget on the ad set level and having all these different ad sets with different budgets, set it on the campaign level, and then you have all these different ad sets inside the campaign, and then they have their each ads and different things like that. The reason why this is better is because when the budget is set on the campaign level instead of on the ad level, you're not having as much conflict with the ads competing with each other, bidding against each other. So in your ad sets, if you have a lot of different targeting for each ad set, and you just have that one budget set right here at the campaign level, they're not going to be interfering with each other, and the optimization as conversions start to happen is going to be optimized at the campaign level. So when you look at things like trying to get a certain minimum amount of conversions to be able to optimize on, like Facebook wants 50 conversions per 7-day rolling period in order to be able to perform as best as possible. So when you put that budget on the campaign level, that's gonna be able to give those conversions and put those 50 conversions, at minimum on the campaign side of things so that you're more likely to hit that conversion minimum on that 7-day rolling period. Tip number 2, when your budget is not so big with being able to spend a whole bunch of money on a daily basis, start your campaigns at least $10 a day. So instead of starting a campaign at $50 a day or $100 a day, start it at $10 a day. Let those ads run, start to get warmed up, start to get optimized, get some data going, and then you can always scale up from there. So me personally, what I've seen across spending hundreds of thousands of dollars over the past couple of months across many different ad accounts, many different industries, is that if you start a campaign or an ad set at a high daily ad spend, like let's just say $100, Facebook's main goal, at least this is what it seems like, it may not be Facebook's main goal, what they may admit to, but what it seems like is Facebook just wants to blow through that money. They want to just spend that money. So in your first 24 hours of that campaign being live, you're going to get horrible performance. At least, this is my 2 cents, just what I've seen. It's not always going to happen, but majority of the time, in the first 24 hours, you're going to get very poor performance as far as cost per conversion, cost per click, all that kind of stuff, because it seems to me like Facebook just wants to blow that money, and then it will optimize over the following days and weeks and things like that. So my 2 cents for you is to go ahead and start that ad set or start that campaign budget at around $10 a day. And then as you start to see data and start to get conversions, just scale it up. Just bump it up to $30 a day, then $50 a day, then $100 a day, and scale into that as you're also turning off the ad sets inside that campaign that are not working as well, or turning off the ads that are not working as well. Maybe this ad set and this ad spent $5 over the course of 7 days or whatever, or maybe $10 or $15, whatever you're happy with, right? Whatever you want to determine is a good number. Turn it off and let that budget go into the other ads and ad sets that are giving you a better click-through rate, better cost per conversion, things like that. Tip number 3, when targeting big cold audiences with a smaller daily budget, use the conversions objective. And also, you want to make sure that your pixel has a good amount of data. So make sure that your pixel gets smart as fast as possible, right? Because if you're targeting a big audience and you have a smaller spend, use a conversions objective, but also try to pick a conversion event that's going to give your pixel the most amount of data. So if you have a budget of $10 a day for that one campaign, you may not want to pick the purchase event because you're not going to get a whole lot of purchase conversions on a $10 a day ad set or $10 a day budget. So maybe pick the view content event, or maybe pick the add to cart or add payment or something like that, where you're gonna have that happen more. And then that's gonna give your pixel more data to then be able to optimize on, and then you can scale up the budget from there. But using the conversions objective when targeting big audience sizes, especially a cold audience, is going to help with picking out the winners. You're relying on Facebook to pick out the people that are most likely to actually result in that conversion event that you defined. When targeting smaller audiences, so this could be like a retargeting audience, maybe the people that visited your website, or maybe you have an email list that you want to import into Facebook and use that as a custom audience, or maybe you go to a data provider and buy a whole bunch of device IDs, import that in as a custom audience, and then basically you have anywhere from 20,000 to 50,000 people, maybe even 10,000 people to 30,000 people, right? It's a smaller audience. I would recommend choosing a campaign objective that's going to give you a cheaper CPM. So you're going to be able to spend less to reach 1,000 people, right? If you don't know what CPM is, basically it's your cost to reach 1,000 people. So cheaper campaign objectives are going to be the reach campaign objective, the brand awareness, the traffic, and the video views, right? My personal favorite, I would say, is the video views, and then I also like the brand awareness. If I'm trying to really monitor the frequency, meaning how many times that one person is shown my ads, then reach is going to be a great campaign for that, because you're going to reach them at a very low CPM. And then you'll also be able to throttle how many times they get served your ad over what time period. So reach is really cool for that. But again, the reason why I say if you're targeting a small audience, use a objective that's going to give you a cheap CPM is because really you've already got these people. Why use, when you're going to pick the conversion objective, you're leaning on Facebook's insights to know those people inside that audience, and then just to serve the ad to those people most likely to do that action that you want. Well, if you know these people, these 20,000 people, I want to hit as many times as possible with as many different ads as possible for as cheap as possible, then you just want to go after the objective that's going to give you the cheapest cost per 1,000 impressions. All right, so the next Facebook advertising tip is to split test your lookalike audience just alone without it being narrowed down with age and demographics and interests and things like that, versus a lookalike audience or a couple different lookalike audiences that are being narrowed down with age, gender, demographics and interests, things like that. Split test those two things, because sometimes I've personally found that when I just hit them with a lookalike audience and it's not being narrowed down with age, gender, things like that, it performs pretty well. But I've also found that when I get a lookalike audience, or when I maybe put like 2 or 3 lookalike audiences into one ad set, and then I also narrow that down. So what I'm basically doing there is I'm creating like a 4 million size audience, because I'm combining lookalike audiences, right? So it's like 4 million people potential reach, and then I narrow that down with interests, with age, with gender, with demographics, all that kind of stuff. Split testing those two options against each other, maybe put those in different ad sets in one campaign, and then have that one campaign spend 25 to 30 bucks. Then let that roll for a while, because then the Facebook algorithm is going to optimize and is going to figure out which one of those split tests is going to result in the best conversions. Now with this type of split test, you typically want to be using the conversions campaign objective, because you're going to be targeting some sizable audiences, right? I said those potential reach of like 1 million or 2. And then also we're going to be reaching out to cold traffic. So that's another reason why you want to be using the conversions objective for this type of cold audience targeting split testing. All right, so here's a retargeting Facebook ad strategy to test out. Now, when you're doing your retargeting ads, you want to make sure that you have a lot of ad variety. The worst thing you can do is just retarget your audience with one ad. That means that people are going to be seeing that same ad over and over and over, and they're just going to get super annoyed, and they're just going to actually right click on that little top part, and they're going to figure out how to stop seeing those ads, because it's going to be super annoying, and then your ad performance is going to go way down. So what you want to do is have a large variety of ads in your retargeting audiences. So let's say that you have like 10 ad sets that are all targeting your same ecosystem, or people that have engaged with your page and visited your website and stuff like that, right? You have this ecosystem created, and then you have like 10 different ad sets all targeting that same thing with different ads inside each one. So One ad can be a video ad, one ad can be an image ad, one ad can be a different video with different copy. Maybe they're linking to different places in your website, but you want to have a large variety of different ads so that when people are seeing an ad as they're scrolling through their Facebook or their Instagram, it's different each time. That way they're not getting bored and annoyed and they're having a good experience with your brand. Also, I would test using different types of ads. So you have a carousel ad, you have an image and video ad, you have a collections ad if you're using Shopify or if you're using an e-commerce type store. Using these different types of ads as well as different creatives and obviously different copy and different places that you're linking to, that's going to cause a lot of variety and it's going to really build that relationship and build that trust and familiarity and credibility and all that kind of stuff that you want to have happen over time with your prospects to then turn them into customers. All right, so the last Facebook advertising strategy that I'm gonna give you is to, when you target cold traffic, use the conversions campaign objective, right? You're targeting a massive audience and you're gonna drive them to your website or drive them to a blog post, drive them somewhere on your website, right? So that they can learn about your brand, they can see what you sell, they can overall get an idea of what you're pitching them, what you stand for. Use a video, right? Because you want to give the most information to them as possible in that ad, so you should use a video. And then retarget them with the messages campaign objective. So this means that these ads, when they click on them, is going to push them into Messenger. Now the beauty of this is because yes, you had that first touch point which built a little bit of brand relationship with them, but then when you're retargeting them, now you're pushing them into your Messenger bot and you're being able to engage with them there, hit them, have a conversation with them back and forth, stuff like that. And then, so that's the second touch point, right? Then the third touch point, the fourth touch point will be a lot lower cost because now you can send them a message blast through Messenger, and that's gonna be a lot cheaper than having to pay Facebook to hit them over and over. Now, I'm not saying stop running your Facebook retargeting ads, right? You're gonna always be running your Facebook retargeting ads, and those retargeting ads are going to link them to a product page or somewhere on their website. But I'm just saying also have messages retargeting ads, which pushes them into Messenger because you wanna be growing that Messenger list because that allows you to reach them, hit them with an offer, hit them with a piece of content for a fraction of the cost and in a different platform and things like that. So as you're pushing them into your Messenger list, you're growing your Messenger subscriber list. You're basically investing in the future, right? Because you know down the line, you're gonna be able to reach them at a fraction of the cost because it's so much cheaper to just send them a message versus send them a Facebook ad, right? So you're investing in the future. You're gonna be able to hit them a lot easier, more frequently, have a better conversation with them, get more information from them, right? Because you can ask them a question with the Messenger bot and then they can answer that, and now you know that they're shopping for their little boy instead of their little girl. So those are all of my Facebook advertising tips and strategies for you. Test around with them, play around with them. Hope that this was valuable for you. Hope you learned something. Again, if you want to learn more about running Facebook ads, building out messenger bots, building email blasts, click funnels, writing sales copy, then you gotta visit my free course website. Go to freebosslifestyle.com. Get access to this free resource. It's got a ton of information in there. And did I mention it was free? Because it's 100% free. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment below, hit the subscribe button if you're not yet subscribed to the YouTube channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.